3:15 p.m., 25th May, 2013. The Congress campaign in poll-bound Chhattisgarh was in full swing. "20 vehicles carrying over 100 Congress workers and senior leaders heading for South Bastar Sukma district to address a rally as part of their Parivartan Yatra. They knew the route was dangerous. But not once did one of them imagine what was to come. The convoy was proceeding smoothly. They had now entered the thick jungles of the region. Not much was visible even in broad daylight now. Some of the leaders were asleep in their vehicles, some hoping for the journey to end soon. And right then, like a bolt from the blue, tragedy struck out of nowhere. The convoy was now just 50 kilometers away from their destination. Suddenly, the entire convoy found its path blocked by a tree that had been cut down by Maoists. 150 Maoist terrorists triggered a blast and began indiscriminate fire.
To move from Jagdalpur on the same convoy route to the exact location, if I can ask Yogesh to show you, this is the very route that the Parivartan rally of the Congress leaders took. They were of course on their way to Sukma, where yet another event of the Congress was planned.
The intensity of the initial blast was so severe, it left a huge crater in the road. The vehicle that was at the forefront of the explosion was reduced to a mangled heap of steel.
This is the exact spot where the Maoists were actually located and firing on that other direction where the crater was formed from the landmine blast. You can see in these visuals that the CFSL officials are here conducting an investigation.
But the Maoists had set a few targets. Men they were not ready to forgive. Men who knew the fight of the Maoists was nothing but brazen terrorism. Their prime target, Mahendra Karma, senior Congress leader and the man who formed Salva Judum, an anti-Maoist movement in Chhattisgarh. Sensing the danger, Karma raised his hands, surrendered before the Maoists, and appealed to them not to kill any Congress workers. But terrorists have no conscience, and neither did these men. They dragged him a few meters, stabbed him 78 times before indiscriminately pumping bullets into his body. After murdering Karma in cold blood, the eyewitnesses say the Maoists celebrated with a macabre dance of death. They trampled his bullet-ridden body and rejoiced.
The place where I'm standing at present in the forest of Bastar is the exact spot where Congress leader Mahendra Karma was killed. In these gory images here, you can see blood stains of Mahendra Karma. Bullets were pumped by the Maoist rebels inside his body, and they jumped and danced here at this exact spot.
But their lethal operation was not over just yet. They now rushed to check almost every vehicle after the bloodbath. It had now been an hour since the gunfight. The security guards struggled to fight the fire, but they were clearly outnumbered. There was no escape now. The next targets were the state Congress chief Nand Kumar Patel and his son Dinesh. The father and son were dragged out of their car and taken into the thick of the adjoining jungle. They could not be tracked down for the next 12 hours. Many thought it was a case of abduction. But these terrorists were merciless. Nand Kumar knew his life could not be saved. But he hoped his son could escape. He desperately begged the abductors to release his son, who was about to become a father himself. But his pleas were not heard. So cruel were these men that they first shot Dinesh right in front of his father's eyes and then gunned down Nand Kumar.
And the Congress leaders were further brought here, kidnapped, interrogated for a bit. Their identities were checked and they were finally killed.
और एक प्राइवेट ट्रक को जो है लोग जो है गोली मार के उसको ड्राइवर को उसको जो है वहाँ पे मार दिए थे जान से। और उसके बाद जो है हम लोग बीच में फंस गए। अचानक गोली चालू हुआ, सभी लगभग बहुत आदमी को गोली लगा, गोली लगे से घायल हो गए सभी। और साहब को भी गोली मार लगी, ऊपर ले जाकर पहाड़ी में मारे थे।
At the Maoist attack site in Darbar Ghati, the carnage was not over just yet. Veteran Congress leader V.C. Shukla might well have met the same fate as his party colleagues had it not been for his quick-thinking driver's ability to speak Telugu. Bala, the Congress leader's driver, stepped out of his car and began shouting in Telugu as the heavily armed Maoists approached the SUV. Claiming that Shukla was a businessman returning from Andhra Pradesh. Bala was marched off into the jungle where the Maoist terrorists questioned him about his Andhra links. They instructed him to remain in the jungle while a team went back to the SUV, pulled out a dazed and bleeding Shukla and left him on the ground.
बिट्टू जी, आप वहाँ पर थे, आपने क्या देखा? आप बता रहे हैं 4:30 के आसपास ये घटना घटी, तो आपने क्या देखा?
सर ऐसा है कि फायरिंग इतनी थी और मतलब देखने की तो बात छोड़िए, हमको तो समझ में नहीं आ रही थी कि हम कहाँ कैसे क्या हो रहा है। मतलब गाड़ियाँ इतनी हमारी इकट्ठी हो गई, उसके बाद हमको खुद को समझ नहीं आया कि हम कहाँ छुप रहे हैं। मतलब छुप के कैसे हमने अपनी जान बचाई है, ये हम जानते हैं, या ऊपर वाला भगवान जानता है।
48 hours after the bloodbath, the death toll was now 27.
अच्छा अच्छा, तो पहले भी कभी हुआ है ऐसा, मतलब माओवादियों का हमला नहीं हुआ? अच्छा। Standing here in the Darbar village, while the villagers refuse to talk about the Maoist attack on camera, off camera they say, and quote, that यहाँ वातावरण में शांति है, but सबके मन में क्रांति है, loosely reflecting that while the environment might be peaceful, in the minds of every villager is revolution.
Exactly what led to the carnage? Why was this butchery allowed?
Direction, and now you can see
How exactly, with every passing day, are these terrorists, some just local goons, allowed to get away with an audacious attack on our democracy? Was the root cause of Maoist violence just Salwa Judum?
25th May's attack tells us the Maoists are prepared for any eventuality, and they are well equipped to undertake such an audacious attack.
What began in Naxalbari in the early 70s has now India on the tenterhooks.
How the bullets have actually been passed
Violence and devastation is the name of the game, as Red Terror now has India hostage.
Killed 27 people and injured as many as 33.
Terror over reform and force over dialogue has become the motto of these rebels who clearly are without a cause. But this attack, like many others before, could have been completely avoided. On the day of the attack, 2 rounds were fired at the advance guard of the Congress convoy, 12 kilometers from where the attack actually happened. But no one, absolutely no one, raised an alarm. So meek have we become in our response to these terrorists that any attack is now just being seen as routine. And even days after the attack, what we found on the ground was simply disturbing. In Bastar, the Maoists had planted 3 live grenades, and it was not the security forces who spotted them, but our journalist on the ground. The grenades were detonated right before our eyes.
Another explosion here at ground in Bastar. You can see the second explosion took place here on Times now. These dramatic visuals coming to you. If Yogesh can pan and show you the exact location, Times now had alerted the agencies just a few minutes ago that 2 grenades were found there and a third one further down here.
These grenades could have claimed more lives. These grenades were present in the so-called sanitized areas. But our authorities were once again caught unaware. What exactly is the justification for this shameless complacency? Lives are snuffed out. Families shattered. But the Maoist terrorists go about their business fearlessly, only more emboldened each time we let them get away.